Hi everybody, welcome to my homestead and welcome to my channel. I am back in the garden and future orchard area, just kind of checking up on things. Actually, I haven't been back here in a while and I am pretty happy about a couple things. Not so happy about a few other things. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video. If you end up liking it, hit the notification bell, leave your comments, and let's get started. So, do you guys recognize these leaves? This is a fig tree, and I cannot wait for it to grow. As far as I can tell, it looks like it's doing pretty well. Seems to have like branched off into two. I don't know. I'm guessing that probably the trunk will start to come up once it gets bigger. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but they're still here, still looking good, I think. Let's walk over here. We did have two other trees. I'm gonna have to talk to my wife because I can't remember exactly which ones they were. All I know for sure is the one at the end over here is our peach tree. And I think this one is our plum tree. If you guys recognize this, then let me know. Shame on me for not knowing. We were gonna have an apple tree and then also a plum tree between these two trees and the fig tree down there. But here's what I believe is our plum tree. And then we got our peach tree growing in pretty nicely. Looks pretty healthy. One thing that I was worried about in the beginning is that maybe deer would get to our trees, but we're kind of like, we're in town, but we're at the edge of town. I haven't seen any deer in town. You just go over that way a little bit. That's the property line, this tree line. And then you go to the other side of that road and you're out of town. So, but you know, these trees are doing just fine. I don't think there are any deer coming on the property, although there are a bunch of cats. Now, this over here is what happens when you let weeds take over your entire garden. And the reason why this happened is because we did not do our weeding. We didn't really spend that much time in the garden. That right that right there is that's our corn, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't that look good? This is just a gigantic something, not a crop that we planted. We did get a bunch of tomatoes this year, and we did get a watermelon, and I think that was pretty much it. We have just been, I don't know, we should have spent more time out here. One area where we failed is we did not put enough hay down. You can see here that we were trying to use hay as the like the cover to help hinder weed growth, you know, so that nothing underneath it can get sunlight and grow. And you know, as you can see, in some areas it worked, but we've done some more research since that time, and we should have done a lot more hay. You can get those like plastic tarp things. I can't remember what they're called, but they do the same job. They obviously do it a lot better, but they're kind of expensive. I keep bringing this up, but we're gonna order two. Well, I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna go if we sell our cows. I don't know if we're gonna sell all of our cows, or you know, maybe keep the calves, or I'm not exactly sure what. But you see that big bale of hay over there? Last winter we actually ordered too much hay because it was our first winter. We didn't know how quickly the cows would go through it, so we were left with that. And actually the cows can still eat that. If you you know, if it comes down to it, I'll take my pitchfork, and if you get down in there, there's still some green and yellow, and you know, they will eat that. But as you can see, there's still plenty of green over here that they're eating. But whatever the case, we're gonna at least buy one bale that'll be used solely for the garden. I think what we're going to do is try and do this again and just do more hay, and then spend more time out here. Frankly, we've just been lazy, and you know, there is a spiritual lesson there, isn't there? If you don't stay on top of things, then the weeds get in, right? And one of my favorite things to talk about on this channel is the parable of the wheat and the wheat and the tares. And you know, in this case here with gardening, they can just like pretty much take over everything. I mean, you still have fruit that's growing, but the weeds definitely don't help with that. And we're getting to the point where the wheat is going to be separated from the tares, and the tares are going to be burned. We know that that's one of the events in the lead up to the second coming. And there are a lot of worldly philosophies that are, I think, making their way into the church. There's been a lot of that going on at BYU, and it's not all necessarily, you know, leftist ideologies. I think the vast majority of it is, but there's a lot of philosophies out there that run against the doctrine of the church. And here's a visual representation of the church right now. I would say you do have some fruit growing, right? And then you just have a bunch of ugly weeds. And if the parable of the 10 virgins is any indication, then it's something like 50-50. Probably not. That's not really how I interpret it, but because obviously, you know, whoever moves on into the millennium, it's going to be celestial level people and terrestrial level people. It's just the celestial that's going to be left behind and not allowed to enter into the millennium. How many that is, I have no idea. I don't know if it's half the church. I don't know if it's a third. I don't know if it's 60%. I mean, who the heck knows? But anyway, yeah, so here's our garden. I'm not completely sad because we did learn some lessons. I think we're going to have a lot more success next year. We were also lazy about just simply planting certain things, which we didn't even plant everything that we wanted to. So we're just going to have to buckle down and do it next year. So anyway, just a quick video for you. I was just out here walking around the property, decided to come back here and check things out. I'm happy about that fig tree. I really am. It's like grown slower than the other trees. It's smaller, but it looks like it's pretty healthy. So, all right, so I'll just wrap it up with that. Again, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video if you liked it, hit the notification bell, leave your comments. I really do like hearing what you guys have to say and doing those comment episodes. And I'll talk to you later.